Good morning, everybody. I should say good Saturday. First of all, let me do something real quickly. There we go, get some light in here. Now, I don't know if I did this last month or not, but I'm here to do a movie of the month segment, as well as a recommendation. It's for a movie. I think I may have done a movie of the month on it before, but I'm doing it again because it's a special edition of the movie. And I know some people may say, well, when you hear the title of the movie, and some of you may say, well, I have that movie. Why should I have to be recommended to seeing it again? Or why should I be recommended to seeing the special edition? Why should I be recommended to seeing that and this? Well, the movie I'm talking about is G.I. Joe the Movie. It's the 1987 animated film, which was a direct-to-television VHS movie. And first of all, in case you don't know the background story on it, let me kind of explain best I can. Basically what happened is when Transformers the movie, and I think even before then, My Little Pony the movie, bombed in theaters, Hasbro and Sunbow decided, they weren't going to take another chance, and they wanted to, just release it directly to television and to DVD or VHS at the time. Originally, they were going to put it in theaters. As a matter of fact, it was going to be originally the second theatrical film by Hasbro, but I guess production fell behind or something, and they went along and they decided to do Transformers instead of G.I. Joe in theaters. And G.I. Joe, which again would have ended up as a theatrical film, the second theatrical film ended up being the third film from Hasbro and Sunbow, and ended up being direct-to-video and direct-to-television because of the failure in the box office of My Little Pony and Transformers. And it's because of those two failures that not only did G.I. Joe the Movie right here get directly put onto VHS and television, but it was also the reason that Jem didn't get her movie. That's right, Jem was originally supposed to get a film. I think it was supposed to be like the fourth one in the series from Hasbro and Sunbow, but because of what happened in the box office and everything, the movie plans were scrapped for that. So, but anyway, excuse me, I got a little bit of sniffles here. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the special edition, and the reason I want to talk about the special edition is for one reason. Now again, I know some of you may say, well, I have the movie, I have the collector's edition on DVD, I have the collector's edition on VHS, why do I need to see the special edition? Well, the special edition was released not by Rhino, but by Shout Factory. Now Shout Factory, you might recall, matter of fact, let me show you for a second. You might recall released this along with Adventures and Sonic Underground as DVD box sets back in 2007, 2008, and 2009. In fact, you could see it right there. They have the little logo right there. Shout Factory. Well, apparently in the past year or so, Shout Factory, I guess, lost the rights, if you will, lost the rights to release a lot of the Dig Animation series to, I believe, Cookie Jar Entertainment and Circle Entertainment. So what did Shout Factory do? They decided, well, we're losing all the rights to this Cookie Jar Entertainment and this and Circle Entertainment. We need to acquire some rights for some classic 80s and 90s cartoons, and even some today. So what do? They go out, they find out that Rhino apparently has ended the partnership or deal with Sunbow and Hasbro, and they decided, you know what, we're going to go and we're going to purchase, not purchase, but acquire those rights, and we're going to give fans better releases, or we're going to re-release the series and the movies, not only in better quality, but with more features than what you saw in the originals. For example, as many of you probably know by now, Transformers, the entire Generation 1 series, all 3 seasons, I should say, has been released onto DVD. G.I Joe the same way. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gem is not that far along of being re-released. But again, one of the things that Shout Factory did when they released all this, and they did this just recently, about a month or so ago, is a couple months ago, I should say, about a month ago, so I'm not really sure. I have to look online again. But they released G.I Joe the movie onto DVD. They re-released it onto DVD, and for the first time onto onto Blu-ray. So re-released onto DVD as a special edition DVD, as well as for the first time on Blu-ray. Now the difference about this special edition, this re-release on DVD, as well as for the first time on Blu-ray, of G.I Joe the movie, the 1987 film, the difference is there, in case you don't know, are the fact that Buzz Dixon is doing the commentating. That's right. Now you might remember when Transformers the movie got released back in 2006 in a 2-disc set from Sony Music, that they had Flint Dille, Susan Blue, and Susan Blue and ignore that phone. I don't know why it does that every morning. About this time it does that every morning. I don't know why it does that. But anyway, like I was saying, the Transformers movie, when it was released in 2006, it was a 2-disc set and had commentary from Susan Blue, Flint Dille, and I can't even think of Nelson Shin on the film, as well as some fan commentary, as well as it had special features on like the death of Optimus Prime, the cast and the characters, Q&A and stuff like that. And that was all on the 2nd disc, I should say. The commentary and stuff was on the 1st disc, but it had all these other things as well. Well, G.I. Joe the Movie Special Edition by Shout Factory doesn't have as many features, but it's still pretty cool. Again, Buzz Dixon does the commentating on here, and he does point out in his commentary that certain things were cut out, and that there were certain scenes that should have stayed the way they were, and everything. Like the scene where Duke, after he gets impaled after he gets struck by that snake by Serpentor, Buzz Dixon actually points out that was, as everybody has read online, supposed to be a death scene. That was supposed to be where he died, and I think we all know that by now, but Buzz Dixon did point that out, that was originally supposed to be where Duke died. And the reason for that was because, just like with the Transformers and Optimus Prime, they were moving that product line, the Duke toy, out. So, and he does point out that the decision was made before Transformers came out, and when they saw the reaction of the fans towards Optimus Prime's death, they decided, Hasbro decided, you know what, let's not go that route anymore. Let's keep Duke alive. Instead, let's put him in a coma. And that's what they did. It's sort of like if you read the Archie Comics publication of Sonic the Hedgehog back to issue 47, when Sally falls down onto that ground, falls so many stories down, originally Kim Penders had planned for her to die. But because Sega probably knew it wasn't a good idea and wanted to keep her alive as well as the fans, they decided to switch the death scene to a coma, which means everything else, all the other plans that they had, was all the issues and stories they had for future issues, I should say, were rewrote. So anyway, but that's sort of like with this. You know, Duke was originally supposed to die in the film, but instead, because of the reaction they saw fans have with the death of Optimus Prime, they said, no, let's change it, let's go another route. And he does point that out. And the one thing I like about him too, I like about his commentary in this special edition, is the fact he doesn't really talk as much. He lets the scene play out and he talks only when necessary. And he does, like I say, point out certain things, like certain scenes being cut, certain scenes should have been longer and stuff like that. So anyway, besides that, you also get the PSAs. You don't get as many PSAs, I think, as you do in the Rhino release. But you do get about, I think, about 10 PSAs here. Maybe, I think about 8 or 10. And then also you can download the original script. That's right, you could take the disc, well, not this disc. This disc actually is a copy disc of the movie. I actually used DVD Fab to copy it, because I rented the movie from Netflix. But anyway, the disc you have, if you go and purchase the movie, or even if you're lucky enough to have it on the disc copy, basically what you could do is you can download the original script from the film, so you can see what was originally supposed to be. And you also get an art gallery, kind of shows you the original, I think, designs and scenes and backgrounds that were supposed to be in the movie, or how the characters were supposed to look. But overall, it is definitely worth checking out if you want to check it out. So yeah. That's my movie of the month for September 2010, and I highly recommend you at least give it a look. You know, I know again that some of you may say, well, why should I have to look at it again just because it's got these special editions? Well, because of two reasons. One, well, a couple of reasons. One, it's on Blu-ray for the first time, so if any of you that have Blu-ray, you can actually watch it on Blu-ray as well as watch it on your HD TV, which means you get a perfect screen and everything. And also, you got the option of doing widescreen or full screen. Now I will point this out. The only disadvantage that you do have, though, is you got to fast forward through the previews. You got to fast forward through the previews for all the other shows that are being released by Shout Factory and stuff like that. You basically got to you got to fast forward through the trailers, if you will. Why? Because if you just go straight to the menu, it's not going to let you watch the movie. You got to go right through all the previews and everything. Now you can fast forward it by using your remote, but fast forward through it, and then it will give you the option of either going widescreen or full screen. Because if you just go directly to the menu without doing that, it's not going to let you play. That's what's happened to me, and that's how I figured, and that's how I realized that I have to go through the previews and everything, fast forward and everything, then you get the choice of either widescreen or full screen. But that's all I'm going to say. Again, this is my movie of the month for September 2010, G.I. Joe the Movie Special Edition, released by Shout Factory, which is now on DVD and Blu-ray as I speak. Definitely, again, if you want it, it's worth looking at. And that's all I'm going to say. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.